Hi, my name is Mayana and welcome to Myocore. Today I'm going to be recommending spooky books that you can read in October. This is going to be a three-part series, so I'm going to have spooky books. I'm going to actually break them down because I've had so many recommendations and I didn't want to recommend them all in one video. So I'm going to do spooky books, vampire books, and witch books. And yeah, let's just get into it. So the first book I want to recommend is actually a graphic novel, and this is Through the Woods. This is so spooky. I read it one year just to I think it was to either end off my year or start the year. I do a 24-hour readathon at the end of every year to basically end off my year and start the year. So that's when I read this. And I loved this book. Okay, this book was so much fun. It was so scary. It's literally following stories throughout the woods, and it's like different spooky stories that's happening throughout this community that like lives in the woods, and like how the woods connect them all. And I just think this was like so fun and so cute. The next book I have is more of a romance, and this is Not Your Average Hot Guy. I thought this book was pretty decent. I never recommend this book. I don't want to get rid of it either because I think I liked it a lot more than what I realized. This book is about this girl who works at a what are they called, escape room. She works at an escape room, and these people come in and they're being like really fucking weird. Her mom owns this escape room, so everything they use is like stuff that they own through her mom, and so everyone's being really weird. And they essentially do a seance, and they basically end up bringing they're trying to like bring the devil like to earth, and who ends up coming instead is his son. And basically they end up working together to try and stop it. Another book is Sign Here. I love that book. I thought that book was so much fun. I read that one I think in November. I was a little sad that I didn't read it in October because I feel like it was like perfect for like spooky stuff. It's about this, it also follows like hell and stuff like that, but it's about this family and how their family has been condemned to like hell for like years, and there's this guy who like is in hell, and he is trying to get out of hell, and so he has to like get as many people to sign their souls, and so he is on the last member of this family, and he has to get them to sign their souls over. Personally, I really like this book. I thought it was a good debut novel. I'm very excited to see what else the author has to offer. I know it's like it's either a lot of people like it or they don't. I've had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was just so fun. It's like kind of like mystery-esque because you're trying to figure out like this family history and what's going on. It has like a few plot twists in it. Like I was not expecting that. And then I also have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is like a superhero story. I mean, if you don't know, Vicious by V.E. Schwab, like bitch, you know what it is. But in case you don't know what this is, it's about these two guys named Eli and Victor, and they figure out that if you basically almost yourself, you can get powers. So basically they are sitting here trying to off themselves, trying to get powers, and then they do, and one is evil and one is good, and you don't know which one is which. Even though I kind of knew which one was which, because back when like this book was being introduced, like everyone would always say that, and so I end up being like, okay, well, if you don't know which one is which, I'm gonna expect the least expected to be the good one, and then it was. So it's like, I don't know why people are so like, but I don't ever want to spoil it for anyone, and I don't know what people consider spoilers, so I just always say it how other booktubers used to say it. But it's like, if you think about, anyways, let's not even get into that. It's a good book. It's one of the only V.E. Schwab books that I actually liked. I have not read the sequel, and I will not read the sequel because I don't want it to ruin Vicious for me, because like I said, it's one of the it's the only V.E. Schwab book that I like, if I'm being real. And then we got my man's Grady Hendrix. Y'all know I love me some Grady Hendrix. Okay, so we have My Best Friend's Exorcism, which was turned into a Amazon Prime movie. Was that movie good? No, but I had fun with it. I thought like it was exactly how I imagined the book almost, except towards the end it's like a little bit of stuff that happened in the end. I kind of want to fucking with that, but whatever. So this one is about this girl and her best friend, and it follows them becoming best friends. It's a beautiful story about like childhood and like girls becoming friends, and two girls who are best friends, and they go swimming one night at their other friend's house, and her best friend ends up experiencing something weird, and after that she is not the same anymore. She becomes a bitch. She's like being rude to people, trying to steal people's boyfriends, like being rude to the main character, ditching her. And so the main character ends up figuring out like this bitch is possessed, and it's just so good. I had a lot of fun. It's just a fun book, you know. It's just, I don't know, it's fun. And then we have the Final Girl Support Group, which a lot of people don't like. A lot of Grady Hendrix fans, like, this is a lot of people's least favorite book. My sister as well. My sister, like, she enjoys Grady Hendrix. She does not like this book either. So that's how you know it's bad. Personally, I love this. So this is about this girl, the Final Girl Support Group. Like, what do you think it's about? Like, come on, be for real. It's about these girls who are final girls and they're in a support group. Then they all get taken off one by one. But one thing I really love about this book is it takes from popular slashers, okay? So, like, there's one girl who boyfriend tried to kill her. There's one girl who was in a massacre. Like, come on now. There's one girl on Christmas night. Like, come on now. It's popular. And it was so fun trying to, like, because it's not exactly stated like that. So it's so fun trying to figure out, like, what horror movie reference this actually is. And I think that's why I liked it. This book is silly and it's goofy. And it's not good. The ending is not good. But I liked it. And that's all that matters. And then we have Hench, which is another superhero story. This is one of my favorite books of last year. I recommend this all the time. If you're new here, I'm going to tell you what it's about. But if you're not new here, you can go ahead and skip to the next book because you already know what this book is about if you're not new here. So this book is about this girl who is she's basically like a temp service supervillain. Like, she's an what do they call it? A henchman, but like not really. And so she's working one day, she's fighting this superhero, and he breaks her leg. And she goes to the police and she's like, this man broke my leg. I need some compensation for it, something. I need some justice. They're like, actually, that didn't happen to you. He's a big superhero. Like, do you think we would ever, it's just like, ugh, so funny. Do you think we would ever, like, do anything about that? And she's like, so then she goes and she works with his arch nemesis, another like really popular supervillain, and they end up like trying to take him down. It was so gory thing. There's so much that happens and I loved it. And it's like a little bit of romance, like not really, but like a little bit, and I ate that up. Lastly, we have The Outsider. I almost said Outlander. First of all, what? But The Outsider by Stephen King. I could recommend like any Stephen King book, but like you can pick up like any Stephen King book. Like, you could be like, oh, I'm gonna read The Shining, oh, I'm gonna read Misery. Like, yes, those are spooky books, but I just think this book scared the living shit out of me. Like, there was one night I was listening to this audiobook. First of all, yeah, I was listening to it at work and I was like fine, and then I came home and I was like, it's a long audiobook, so I was still listening to it. And I'm like laying in bed and I'm like, oh, haha, this is so fun. There was this one scene, I'm thinking about it to this day, and it scared the literal shit out of me. This book is, if you've read Dark Matter by, what's that man's name? If you read Dark Matter, you know what fucking book I'm talking about. If you read Dark Matter, it's almost the same plot, but this one is just better, dare I say. So this book is about this guy who is basically arrested for brutally murdering this child from a baseball game. And people have saw him, like they saw him with his own two eyes, like there are multiple witnesses. But here's the thing, he also was showed up on tape in another state in Ohio at a convention service. He's on tape, people saw him, like it has like his hotel is registered and everything. So people are like, what the fuck? How can you be two places at once? And then you're introduced to this thing called The Outsider. And it is the scariest thing I've ever witnessed in my life. Saying witnessed, I didn't see a thing. I tried to watch the HBO Max show. I got bored like 5 minutes in. I have this thing where it's like I can't watch a TV show if I don't find any of the actors attractive. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, so I stopped watching. It's an amazing book. I highly recommend. Like I said, I recommend any Stephen King book, but I feel like for October, if you want the shit scared out of you, I haven't read The Shining and I haven't read Misery, so I don't know. But this one I think is like horror, bitch. Horrifying. So yeah, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.